What up, guys? Welcome back. This is Tyler Weeb from Team Pro Physique, and today we're going to talk about meal plans and if they're the right thing for you. Right, so meal plans, very popular nowadays when it comes to the fitness and dieting industry. They tell you what to eat. They're very easy to follow. They tell you what not to eat, kind of when to eat, if it does go that in depth. And so it really lets people who might be overwhelmed by the, immense amount of information on nutrition and dieting out there. It just makes it really simple for them to follow through with. And so that's kind of why they're so popular. But, is that the right thing for you? It does come down to kind of the cliche answer. It depends. For me, I would say most of the time I would not encourage a meal plan. They typically, three reasons. So one, they typically don't allow for a lot of flexibility within the meal plan. So typically what you're going to get is, your set meal 1, meal 2, meal 3, 4, 5, 6, depending on how many meals that person is giving you, and it's going to tell you exactly what to eat. So meal 1, you have to eat 1 cup oats, 1 tablespoon peanut butter, whatever. And then that's it. So that's what you have to eat. So one, it doesn't allow for a lot of flexibility within the meal plan. Two, it can be a one-size-fit-all plan. So that can be also another issue. It doesn't really cater to your individual needs. And the third reason being that a lot of these meal plans can eliminate a whole bunch of different, whole food group just based on the fact that it might be quote-unquote bad for you. So that's kind of the three reasons, very brief, of why I'm not a huge fan of meal plans. So let's kind of just break that down a little bit more and get a little bit more of the why behind those 3 reasons. So let's go back to our number one reason here was there's a lot of non-flexibility within a meal plan. So let's say, meal 2 calls for a couple servings of veggies, a couple of servings of broccoli, and you don't like broccoli. You would rather have, let's say, peas, right? But the meal plan is set. It's the plan. You have to eat broccoli because your coach told you that you have to eat broccoli. So what we get is that eventual feeling of, displeasure with food because you have to eat broccoli because it's on your plan. Or, you do kind of start having those peas, but you feel guilty because you're going off the plan. So you're getting a lot of these wrong emotions that, should not be associated with food, but that can kind of start coming to the surface with a meal plan that has just such set foods in place. All right, so that's kind of a little bit more of an explanation on that first reason. So let's go back now to the second point, and that is kind of the one-fits-all meal plan. So a lot of these online trainers, coaches, whatever, they are just shilling these out as fast as they can, just trying to make money. And so what they're doing is they're not really taking into account individual needs based on that individual. Say, someone who is lactose or celiac, or, and you can even, again, tie it into the first reason of not liking certain foods. That coach probably doesn't care. They're just going to get these meal plans out, and then that's all they really have to do with them. And then it's it's quick, easy copy paste for them, quick send off, and there you go. This is your meal plan because it's a bunch of clean food, and that's it. So that's that second reason. And then the completely eliminating food groups, kind of, again, they just kind of all tie into each other. It'd be my opinion that you're actually going to have an unhealthier diet if you're completely limiting food groups. You want a well-rounded diet to get all the micronutrients, the vitamins, the minerals, and everything else that's going to help, keep you healthy. All right. So you eliminate certain food groups, you are going to miss out on certain nutrients that your body needs, as well as just then associating certain foods as bad and certain foods as good. And we now know that there's really no such thing as that, at the end of the day, energy balance matters and what you eat doesn't really matter. Now, does that to say that you should completely, eat a ton of junk food as long as you hit your protein goal? No, and that's not to say that whole foods aren't very important and don't play a role in your overall health, but if you're getting on a meal plan and all of a sudden, you can't have that chocolate bar that you really enjoy at the end of the night because, your meal plan says it's bad for you or whatever, um, you're going to really start craving that. And you're really going to want it because as soon as you tell someone that they can't have something, well, their first reaction is that, well, I want that thing. And so the longer that you build that up, the more the desire to have that, bad thing is going to increase, especially something as silly as food. Um, and the chances of binging and yo-yo dieting will increase with that. So taking all of that, that's kind of why I'm not a huge fan of meal plans. That's not to say that meal plans can't work. There is some research out there that's showing that, people who are coming from a pretty exclusive eating background, that's, eliminating certain foods are bad, that if they are trying to get more into of a more inclusive eating mindset, that a meal plan with options is actually probably a really good idea. That can kind of help them start to break that cycle of, feeling guilty about eating certain foods. It does start to give them a small amount of choices. You don't want to overwhelm someone like that with, oh, guess what? All of a sudden you can eat whatever you want. A good idea would be, give them a meal plan, but, you can have chicken or ground beef, right? Instead of you can only have chicken, or you can have, white fish, or you can have ground turkey. Small things like that, and you set mini goals, right? You have that person, okay, one meal out of the week. I don't want you to track. I kind of want you to just eat whatever you want. And so you can slowly start to kind of break that mindset down and get more into an inclusive eating habits of, being still wary of what you're eating, but it's not, all consuming your day, your mindset. You're not really having those the associating thoughts of guilt and, feeling bad because you've eaten a certain food. So those are just kind of my thoughts on the meal plans. Again, I'm not a huge fan of them, but that's not to say that there aren't circumstances where they can be important. All right, guys. Well, thanks for watching. That's everything for today. Keep on the lookout for more content. If you thoroughly enjoy this stuff, just hit subscribe, leave a comment, leave a question, and I'll be sure to get back to you. And yeah, have a good day.